Legends, what's up? It's Darkmech here from BDGG, and today we're doing how to tank Raszageth in LFR, normal and heroic in the Vault of the Incarnates. This is a 2-tank fight, 3 phases, 2 intermissions. The order is you're going to go phase 1, intermission 1, phase 2, intermission 2, and then phase 3, the burn phase. So starting off in phase 1, you're going to start off by picking up the boss and you're going to tank it with your raid on the side of the boss. Your taunt swap mechanic is Electrified Jaws, and this is a mixture of physical damage and nature damage, and it applies a debuff to you as the tank that increases your physical damage taken by 100% for 33 seconds, so you taunt swap after each application. Your raid will be running out a debuff called Static Charge. This explodes for damage, so players will be running it away from the raid, but after they explode, it'll leave a zone on the ground, a static zone, that applies a movement speed slow if you step into it, and this is important. At 100% energy, Raszageth will cast Hurricane Wing, and this starts a 3-second pushback that applies damage as well. This is where you actually want to use those static zones, those puddles, as a slow to avoid getting knocked off the platform. Another mechanic to be aware of is Volatile Current. Now everyone will have a small blue circle around them and they will spread out. When it detonates, an ad will spawn. This needs to be interrupted, purged, or displaced in any way to get rid of it. Now in normal, the ad only has 1 charge, so spawn, 1 interrupt, it's gone. In heroic, however, the ad has 2 charges, so when you interrupt it, another will spawn out of that, and then you'll need to use some form of disorientation or incap or purge to get rid of the second charge. So remember, things like interrupts, fears, purges, arcane torrents, any form of incapacitation works here, so make the most of it. The boss will spin around throughout the fight and cast a lightning breath, just never be standing in front of it. Lastly, in phase 1, there'll be these lightning strikes that are coming down onto the platform. Don't stand in the band swells. Then we're off into intermission 1. So your raid will be split up into 2 groups. Half will be going to the platform on the left and half will be going to the platform on the right. Raszageth will do a knockback, just move to your assigned spot and get punted over onto the next platform. When you land, you'll find 3 ads and you need to kill them all before you can move back to the main platform. The ad will be casting a surge ability. When you damage it, it will break this shield that is around it whilst casting surge, and 7 little ads will spawn out. They have an aura that increases the damage of all the ads up by 100%, so you want to stun, interrupt, silence, whatever you can to just nuke through these ads ASAP. You rotate around killing the big ad which spawns the 7 smaller ones until you've killed them all. Watch out for Razzie G, as she will be deep breathing across the platform, turning it into a Kiss concert, so just make sure you avoid the deep breath. And once you've killed all the ads, use the teleporter and head back to the platform for phase 2. So now you're back on the main platform again, and your tank swap mechanic stays exactly the same here, nothing changes. However, a new 100% energy mechanic enters the fight in this phase called Storm Surge, which is the Thaddeus mechanic if you are old like me. The boss at 100 energy will shield herself, and you have to use positive and negative charges as a DPS boost to be able to break through the shield in time. You'll have a marker assigned for the positives to go to and a marker assigned for all the negatives to go to on the left and right, for example. When this happens, you run, if you're a negative charge, you run and stand with all the other negative charges to get the boost. If you run with a negative charge into the positive group, you will pulse for AoE damage, and that's bad. The boss will also now cast Tempest Wing. This is a pushback ring that comes out from the boss. You just run through the ring, it's pretty simple. Your raid will be spreading out to drop a debuff called Fulminating Charge. You don't really have to worry about this as the tank, it's just a giant fucking blue circle. Make sure that you're not standing anywhere inside it when the people are spreading it out. You'll still be dealing with the interrupt and stun ad in this phase as well as not standing in the lightning strikes coming down from the sky. Then we kick off into intermission 2. Now in intermission 2, you're staying on this main platform. A colossal Storm Fiend ad will spawn and it will teleport around. When it teleports, it leaves little tiny ads behind that try to rush back towards it. If they reach it, they heal, and it's a stacking damage buff. You want to slow and CC these ads and burn them down ASAP. After a while, they become immune to CC as well, so keep this in mind. The colossal ad will also throw out balls of lightning. Dodge them, don't be bad. The boss will continue to do the deep breath mechanic in this intermission as well, So watch out for that. It's a 50 DKP minus if you get hit or if you get knocked into the whelps. Then Raszageth will land and punt you to the final platform for phase 3 once that ad is dead. Your taunt swap mechanic remains the same here, however in phase 3 it gets amped up to 11. The Thunderous Blast Tank Buster now explodes and deals damage to the entire raid based on how much damage you take as the tank. So you want to overlap 2 to 3 defensive cooldowns to try and minimize the amount of damage you take when the Thunderous Blast hits you, and also use healer externals when you're out of things to try and reduce the damage coming to the raid. The outside platform will now also be surrounded in a swirling storm that creeps closer and closer and closer, so you need to kill the boss before you run out of space. Your raid will be dealing with magnetic charges which can impact you, so pay attention to these. A player will be marked with an 8-second debuff, a blue circle, and when it explodes, people will get pulled to that player's location, so they'll be running off to a safe zone and then the raid will get pulled to it. Be aware of this as you'll need to move again afterwards. The ring from Tempest Wing is still in this phase, so when that comes out, run straight through it. The giant blue circles are also here from Fulminating Charge, so don't stand in the big bad blue circle, and you'll still need to be dodging the lightning breath from the boss and the blue swirls of thunder coming down from the top onto the ground. So that is it. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's honestly not too bad as the tank, but these are all the things you need to be aware of. If you got any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. Check out all of the other Vault of Incarnates boss guides right here on the YouTube channel. Come find us in the Discord. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all next time. See you, fam. Legends, if you really want to help me out and support the channel, please consider pledging to our Patreon. Tier 3 and above will see you getting your name at the end of every single video we create, as well as some hidden perks in the Discord. Thanks so much.